You're about to go work out, but you're still maybe 1 to 2 hours away from your training or your hockey practice or game. What do you eat? Well, first of all, do you need to eat? If you've had a really balanced meal and you've had enough energy at that meal, you could actually be okay. Not everyone needs to eat at this moment, but it's a key moment, because if you do need that energy top up going into your bigger training, this is a key moment. If you didn't have a big meal or you didn't even have a meal, then you definitely need to eat at this key moment. So what we're going to eat is something that is a smaller version of your meal or a sizable snack. So we're getting into maybe imbalanced eating. And imbalanced eating for before sport means you're eating more of one category of the three than the other. So the two categories that you don't want to eat as much of, I'll talk through and I'll explain why. One of the categories that we love but that becomes hard before sport are the superfoods. This category, if you check closely, has a lot of vegetables in it and are healthy fats. Now, both of those are amazing for us. However, they take a little while in our digestive system before we can absorb all those great nutrients out of the foods. So something like an avocado that's super amazing for the fiber content and the nice fats in there is going to be longer digesting in our stomach. So if you have it, it's going to slow things down and you will probably not have the energy you want in your muscles in 1 to 2 hours when you need it there. So we're 1 to 2 hours away. What can we have? Well, is it going to be something that's muscle building material? We can have a little bit, but if you have a lot, like a big piece of meat, or if you have a lot of something like nuts and seeds, you're actually going to have the same effect. Protein's going to slowly digest, and actually it can sit pretty heavy because a lot of these muscle building materials come with the fats as well. So if you think about cheese being high in fat and nuts being high in fat, this is true, and that actually takes a while to digest in your system. So those two are going to slow things down, the muscle builders and the superfoods. So what's left? What's left is the energy, almost the plain pure energy. And so what you're going to be wanting to have at this moment is a snack or a meal that's more heavily full of that category, your energizers. So your grains, your starchy vegetables, think potatoes and corn, and then things that are processed a little bit like crackers and bread, so that you can have something digest a little quicker. One of the best types of snacks to have at this time is actually fruit. Fruit digests a little quicker than grains. It's a little higher in something called sugar. So if I'm going to go to have my workout in 2 to 3 hours, maybe I'll have a couple of oranges or a smoothie that's made mostly of fruit and doesn't have protein powder in it. This is not really the time to stock up on your protein shake. So maybe it's like some kind of a milk or milk alternative that's going to be also higher in those energizers, which is carbohydrates, that big nutrient word. So this could be something. I'm getting some hydration in the smoothie and I'm getting some hydration in my fruit as well. So that also will help me going into the 1 to 2 hours before my sport moment. And what I really want to be careful and mindful of is how quickly I digest. If you are in a big game situation, you might actually digest slower or faster depending on how you handle your nerves around sport. So testing out these snacks would be really important, and a great time to test them out is when you don't have the big important moment. So you can actually practice how you're going to be digesting the food 1 to 2 hours before you're going to get active. So use a practice or off-ice training for that, and really test out different combinations. See how much of the muscle builders and the superfoods you can handle before your event or before your training, and get an idea. So this is going to take some journaling and some practice. But now you know, key moment number 2, 1 to 2 hours before your sport, you want to be thinking mostly energizers and getting in the energy you want into your muscles right in time for your sport.